Welcome everybody to Rangpur Riders Last Man Stands Dhaka League powered by TSports. It is the third game of the day between Brass Tracks and Swap. We have seen a couple of nail-biting encounters between among four teams in fact. Now it's the encounter between Brass Tracks and Swap. The first ball has already been bowled. Rohit Chauhan, he's on strike now. Shaminder Galage, he faced the first ball and took a single. It is MD Sharifuddin Vuyan who has the new ball in his hand. He has started the proceeding. The second ball went for the drive, appeal for an edge. The umpire, he remained unmoved. Bit of left hand and right hand combination in the middle for Brass Tracks. The first power play is in action now. Oh, again, tempting for a late cut. Could not contact on this occasion. Sharifuddin has been maintaining this channel consistently right from the word go, that what we have been witnessing just outside the stump corridor. And the batter is trying to just induce an edge and just help it on its way, because the third man is a bit squarish. So if he can stay the ball down to third man, he will at least be able to pick up a couple. This time just driven down the ground for a single. Shaminda, he comes back to the strike to face the last ball of the first over. It's Swap versus Brass Tracks. Oh, again, went to drive this one, missed it completely, just went past the edge. That completes the over number one. It's 2 for none, Brass Tracks. Navid Kobir will be partnering Sharifuddin to open the bowling. Rohit Chauhan is on strike, the left-handed batter. Scored 1 from 3. Shaminda is his partner. He also scored 1, but from a couple of deliveries. Just pushed through the offside for a single. Well, initially he was reluctant to take this one, but in the end had to respond to the batter who was batting in the non-striking end. Oh, played for the turn, but this one just was a straightener. Went straight, induces an edge, and went down to third man, and in the meantime couple of runs have been taken. It's 5 without a loss. Brass Tracks. The second over is underway. A mixture of pace and spin with the captain of Swap. Oh, well bowled, very well bowled. As I was just discussing, that the batter is playing for the turn, but the ball is not spinning that much. It is just holding it line and going straight, and that is the reason why he is getting beaten up. Bit of fine-tuning in terms of field placement is taking place. The deep point has been moved to deep third man, and the deep cover has been stretched to more squarer. This time he goes down the ground, catches the call. The ball went up in the air, but just bounced a couple of times before reaching the fielder. Well, this has been a problem for the fielding side. Since a left and right hand combination, they are to change the field placement in every ball whenever the single has been taken. So the fielders, they are to move more frequently. But we will get back to the discussion. Second over is gone, it's 6 for none. The third over is getting commenced. Low full toss that has been glanced away down to fine leg. Good effort by the fielder, and they're coming back for the second run. Good cricket all around, good bowling, good shot, good fielding as well, and good running between the wickets. Absolutely appreciable for both of the sides. Oh, just went past the edge, appealing loudly. But the umpire was not interested in that appeal. Sharafuddin has been decent so far. Picks it up. There's a man, and that's gone all the way. Waits the man to, and the ball has gone for half a dozen. Is it a 4 or a boundary? There's a bit of confusion. I reckon that it's gone. Yes, that is gone for a boundary. All right, I was wrong initially because I thought the ball has bounced inside the rope, but the ball actually bounced outside the boundary rope, and the ball has gone to the boundary, over the boundary ropes for just one bounce. So 4 runs will be added to the card, and the score moves on to 12 after 2.3 overs. Back of the length again, went for the cut. Huge appeal, and yes, this time the finger goes up. First wicket falls down for Brass Tracks, and it's Shamit the Galage. He has to depart. This was back of the length delivery, was shaping away from the right-hander. He went for the cut shot, missed it thoroughly. Sharafuddin Bhuiyan strikes quickly for swap. It's 12 for 1 after 2.4 overs. Alright, Gaurav is the new batter. First ball comes down the wicket straight away, lifts it up in the air, and that is over the head of the fielder at deep mid-wicket, and that's gone for 6. Yes, here's the confirmation from the umpire. What a strike straight away. He comes out to bat and hits a 6 in the very first ball. Fantastic, absolutely blistering. With that 6, the third over is done and dusted. It is 18 for 1 brass tracks. The fourth over is getting commenced now with Kabir. Comes back, big shot, and I reckon that'll go all the way for 6. Yes! My estimation was absolutely correct. That has gone all the way for a maximum. Beautiful strike. Right from the middle of the bat. Sounded so sweet. And the result was as sweet as the sound. 6 of the first ball. Goes again. That's gone up in the air. But falls in the no man's land. And the fielders were in the deeper position. So as soon as they arrived, the batters have stolen an extra run. Couple of runs have been taken in the meantime. The score moves on to 26 now in the loss of 1 wicket for 3.2 overs. Rohit Chauhan moves on to 10 from 7. Oh, clever, very much clever. Just a deliberate touch. Down to third man for a single. This is eye-pleasing, very good to see that the batters are playing the ball according to its merit, not going after every ball, respecting the good deliveries and punishing the bad ones. This is nice to see. The fourth ball of the over. This time he coming round the wicket to the right-hander. Creating the angle. Drives it through the cover for a single. And for the last ball, he's coming round the wicket for the left-hander. It's a new strategy for the bowler. Let's see what he does against Rohit Chauhan. Punched off his back foot. 2 fielders will converge and bisecting couple of fielders that has reached to the fence like a bullet for a boundary. So boundary to end the fourth over as well. It's 32 for 1 press tracks. The fifth over is just about to begin. Gaurav Chaturvedi is on strike. Falling delivery just driven through the covers. Just a solid push to pick up a single. This is good sensible cricket. Slower delivery, there is a possibility of mistiming it. So do not need to go for a big shot. Just play it down the ground, keep it on the ground. And take a single. And keep the scoreboard going. This should be the strategy of brass track And that is what they have been doing so precisely. Lifts it up through the cover. Will be cut off by a fielder. Running from wideish long off. Shujon Shaha has been introduced for the first time in this game for Swap. Slow right arm bowler. Another significant part about Brastrack's batting is they have been playing all around the ground. They are just pushing the ball down towards third man. They're playing beautiful cover drives, just cutting the ball square of the wicket. So they have kept all the fieldsmen busy. And this time he chooses it to go aerial. That's a boundary through backward of square leg. As I was just saying that they have been very much versatile all around the park. Here's another demonstration of that. Four more runs have been added to the card. It's 39 for 1. With that single, 5 overs have been bowled. It's 40 for 1 Brastracks. Right, the first ball of the 6th over. Way outside off. Here comes the expected signal from the umpire. A wide. S.M. Khosrul Alam Rana, such a long name. Again outside off stump, back of the length. But this time inside the line. Will not be called as a wide. Rohit Chauhan is on strike now. Oh, beautiful, beautifully played. Just a delicate touch. And that is raced towards the fence for a boundary. 4 more runs for Rohit Chauhan and his team Brastracks. Beautiful. Very much cunning. Good presence of mind. He knew exactly where the fielder was. Just used the full pace of the ball and just helped it on its way for a boundary. Moves on to 26 out of just 15 deliveries. Short ball again, attempting a cut. Missed it somehow. This could be another boundary if he could connect this one, because the deep point zone was absolutely vacant. So if he could make adequate contact, that would have been another boundary. Forward ball is coming up. Driven off his front foot. With that drive, they will pick up a single. Gaurav Chaturvedi, he will face the last ball of the 6th over. Back of the length, attempted to hit it down the ground. Straight back to the bowler. 6 gone, it's 46 for 1. Shujun Shaha will be continuing his second over. Right into the zone. No chance of a run from this one. Has given away 8 runs from his first over, Shujun. Let's see what does he do against the left-handed batter. The wicket keeper is up behind the wicket. Comes down the wicket to confront this one. And finds a single from the second ball of the over. And now he is coming around the wicket. Well, he was around the wicket. Now he is coming over the wicket, begging pardon, against the right-handed batter. Just stepping out. Jabs it down to deep mid-wicket for a single. Rohit Chauhan comes back into the strike. That's a crunchy hit, but straight to the man at cow corner. Went for the wild swing of the bat, misses it completely. That concludes the over number 7. It's 49 for 1, brass tracks. The 8th over gets underway. That's a big shot straight away. There's a man and just over the fielder. And that's gone all the way for 6 runs. This was absolutely a courageous effort by the fielder. He tried his heart out, made the jump perfectly, but that was way over his hand and gone all the way for half a dozen. 6 to start the 8th over. This time just guides it towards third man for a single. Rohit Chauhan has been batting in such a sensible fashion. Scored 36 from 22 deliveries, good strike rate, good hitting all around the park. We have seen some good drives, good pull shots from him. And now a perfect straight lofted drive to pick up a 6. Gaurav Chaturvedi, he's on strike now. This time he goes hard, but straight to the man. Well, that has been the main problem and main difference between Rohit Chauhan and Gaurav Chaturvedi. Chauhan has been able to find the gap properly and utilize those for boundaries. But Chaturvedi has been impressive, but just couldn't find the vacant zone to put the ball for a boundary or over boundaries. Again, sensible batting. Just guiding down to the third man for a single. So this has been going really nicely in the favor of Rohit Chauhan, that he's not wasting balls taking singles, just rotating the strikes and keep the scoreboard ticking. Comes down the wicket looking to smash it over the cow corner. But the wild swing went in vain. 8th over gone, it's 58 for 1. First ball of the 9th over. That was a delicate touch. Will just be a single. As I was just discussing about Rohit Chauhan, that he is not wasting any ball. Taking singles and doubles, keep the scoreboard going and keeping the scorers busy. The fielders are always alert when he is on strike. Gaurav has been failed to do that. He is also doing well, but this time he has connected as sweet as honey, as the ball has been lost out of the park for an over boundary. Well, when the commentators they criticize the player and the player gets out, that is known as commentator's curse. But when a player does well, after being criticized by a commentator, what that should be called? I reckon commentator's blessing, that is what has happened. Again, crunched away through the offside. Gaurav Chaturvedi has taken a commentator's blessing and smashed a big six over mid-wicket. A new ball has been brought since the ball was lost after that six. Forward ball. Right, there was a bit of problem with the run-up, so he will come back and take the run-up again. The forward ball hasn't been delivered. Oh, comes out to sweep this one. Gone down the leg side. Wide signal by the umpire. Has to re-bowl this one. That's a crunchy hit, but straight into the hands. But my words, he has dropped this one. This could be a precious wicket for swap, but the fielder who was fielding at long off has dropped to Delhi. This is incredible, unbelievable. I reckon this is the second drop chance, and this absolutely was an easy one. Goes again, and gets it over the ropes for 6 runs. What a way to end the over, fruitful over for the sake of brass tracks. It's 74 for 1 after 9. Tenth over is getting commenced down the leg side. Big wide to start. And there's a bye run with that wide. Another one run will be added to the card. Habibur Rahman is the bowler. Hasn't bowled a legal delivery yet, but already conceded couple of runs. The swap, they need to be a bit circumspect in terms of these extra runs and dropping catches. Oh, what a shot that is! Has it got enough on it? No, he hasn't. The shot was very nice, but just didn't get the distance. The fielder at deepish mid-wicket has taken a beautiful catch, and that is the end of Gaurav Chaturvedi. A beautiful innings comes to an end. Scored 24 from just 12 deliveries. Has smashed a couple of huge sixes, and yes, he is utterly disappointed with himself. His reaction says so. Fall of the second wicket, it's 76 for 2 after 9.1 overs. The new batter, Asaduzzzaman Raihan, gets off the mark straight away. Just jabs it towards deep point for a single. Habibur Rahman has taken an important wicket of Chaturvedi, who was looking very much lethal. Rohit Chauhan comes back to the strike down the leg side again. Should be called as a wide. Not good bowling though. Yes, he has picked up an important wicket. But in terms of the line, he is absolutely sloppy. This is the second wide of this over. The first ball went for a wide and the bye run was also conceded. Picks it up, and gets it all the way for 6. That is a magnificent shot. How to describe this one? Off his pads, picked up perfectly, and just sends it over fine leg for 6. Yes, that is the 50. And that is the reason why he has to retire, because this is the rule of last man stands cricket, that if a batter scores 50 or more than a 50, he has to retire. And the new batters will replace him. So such a fruitful innings by Rohit Chauhan. MD Noyon comes out to bat. So 2 new batters in the middle for brass tracks. MD Noyon will face his first delivery here, and the projected score shows 176, which can be mammoth in this form of cricket, and that is a beautiful shot. What about that? Low full toss, just glancing down to the fine leg, and gets to the vacant point for a boundary. A boundary to get Right, SM Khushrul Rana comes back for his third over, back of the length, hits it onto the pads, but this was certainly missing the leg stump. So initially there was an appeal by the wicket keeper, but the bowler, he himself didn't even appeal for an LBW. Raihan is on strike now. Hits it hard, hits it high, and hits it handsome for a 6. That's gone over cover for the maximum. That is a brilliant strike by Asaduজ্জামান Raihan. Well, this is how you need to use the pace of the ball. Just got it on the slot and just thumps it over the cover for the maximum. Back of the length, just shoves it. The bowler, he himself stopped the ball. Well, one thing we have noticed in all of the batters of brass tracks, that they have been very much confident, very much pumped up. They're playing according to the merit of the ball, not going after every delivery, but somehow picking a 6 or a boundary in almost every over. So that is the reason why they are now in this stage, 96 for 2 after 10.4 overs. And it's seeming like they are heading towards a huge total, which will be very much rigorous to chase for swap. Again, a back of the length delivery. Just tucks it down to final. Oh my words, what about that fielding? I cannot believe this. This cannot be true. This can never be true. This is absolutely a simple take and a throw to the wicket keeper, but that went through his legs and gone for a boundary. So the 100 comes up for brass tracks. It's 100 for 2 with that sloppy fielding in the end of 11th over. The 12th over is getting started. Shafid Nosher with his first over off his front foot, just nudges it. They're eyeing for a second. I reckon they could take the second run as well, because there was a fumble in between two fielders, and this is very much apparent that the fielding has been very much sloppy. Off swap, they have dropped a couple of catches, and in the last ball of the last over, we have seen a sloppy misfield as well. The ball just went through the leg of the fielder, so they need a massive, massive development in terms of fielding. Short ball that has been crunched away. Straight to the man at deep pond. Deep cover, in fact. He's just standing away from the deep point. Quite close to deep cover. That's bat first, I reckon, or the bat first. No, said the umpire. I reckon there was a sheer touch. First in the bat and then the pad. The fielding team didn't seem to be that much of interested. Short ball, poor delivery, and that has been dispatched for a boundary. Easy pickings for the batter, and not so good bowling by Shafid Nosher. Well, it was short, it was down the leg side. The batter got ample time to pull this one away, and he exactly has done that one. That's a wild swing of the bat, and that has bisected a couple of fielders and gone to the boundary for just one bounce. A fine boundary to end the 12th over is 110 for 2. Brass tracks. That's gone up in there, and that's gone for a boundary. It's raining boundaries here at City Club Cricket Ground. We have seen a boundary in the last ball of the last over, and now a boundary in the first ball of this over as well. Now with Kobe, he would be under extreme pressure. The umpire is changing the ball because that has been damaged, I reckon, due to extensive hitting by the batters of Brass Track, and the way they have hit boundaries and over boundaries, it's very much obvious that the ball would be damaged. Okay, that's a very interesting run up. But that has been played so nicely down to third man. Will just be a single. They're eyeing for a second as well, but will not get that one. But the run up of the bowler seemed very much interesting to me. That was in order to bemuse the batter, I reckon. Let's see, he replicates that one in this delivery too as well, or not. Oh, okay. Yes, lot of steps. Oh, well bowled. This one just came back with the arm. Didn't turn that much. The turn the batter was expecting, MD Noyon. Comes down the wicket, but finds the fielder this time. Last ball. Attempts of a paddle sweep. That was of the pads. So the 13th over is gone. It's 116 for 2. MD Navid Kobe is returning to deliver the last over of his spell. Considered 24 from the first 3 overs. Let's see whether he can finish things off in style or not. Appeal, huge appeal, and yes, the finger goes up. Wicket in the first ball. The batter is not satisfied with the decision, but yes, he has to abide by since it is given by the umpire. But he looks to be very much disheartened. MD Noyon, he departs scoring 14. It's 116 for 3. Brass tracks. Second ball of the 14th over. Went for the wild swing of the bat. Swing and miss. Could not make the contact as it was needed. Some youngsters are just warming up outside the boundary ropes here at City Club Cricket Ground. Next ball that has been played high, inducing an edge, and that has been trickled down to the ropes for a boundary. I don't think that should have been a boundary because there was a fielder near at cover point. He was a bit languishing in my opinion because the fort could be better. The way he was running behind that one, the fort seemed very much lazy. Swing and a miss again. Good over. Appeal, appeal, appeal. The wicketkeeper claims his right leg was up in the air and left leg was outside the popping crease. So that is the reason why he was appealing for a run out. But the umpire says no, he was well inside his crease. Wide signal by the umpire. Asaduzzaman Raihan, he's on strike. Last ball of the spell of Sharifuzzaman Puya. Just drives it through the cover, no man near the ball, and that has reached the fence like a rocket. That ends the over number 14. It's 126 for 3. Brass tracks. Alright, there will be a change in the commentary box. Prantor Dashanoy will join instead of me.
Thank you, Alif. 14th gone, 1 to 6 for 3 at this point. Brass tracks. Going on very strong. Scoring runs thick and fast. A bit chit chat between the umpires, and we are hoping to come back again. Straight dive. Welcome back again. The 15th over starting on, and it started with a single, a quick single. They are batting like and one. What a shot! It's high up in the air. Oh, long on fielder just dropped that. High up in the air. It was very tough to catch that one in front. Lucky escape by the batter. And it's gone. A clean edge. Tended to pull the ball at V, but got caught at behind of the wicket. Keeper takes that and took a gem. What a catch. Back of a delivery. Got the height and elevation, but outside off, and he just couldn't pick it firmly for a maximum. Brastrax loses third one. New man in, the left-hand batter, Mohammad Mohinuddin. Shafin Nausher, a bit over-pitch delivery. Flighted onto the keeper's gloves and pads though. A dot. Back of full delivery, a bit quicker armor. Guided nicely towards that deep extra cover region for a single. Brilliant running in between the wickets. End of 15th, 130 for 4. Brastrax. Beautifully picked, swept and swept beautifully towards that deep mid-wicket region for a maximum to start on the 16th over. What a clinical hit. It's up in the air for a long time and just cleared the fence for a 6. 136 for 4 now. Swap team is under pressure, immense pressure. New ball coming in as it disappeared through out of the park. Again, over pitch delivery, long hop, and swept it towards that cow corner region for another maximum. 2 in a row now for Asaduzzaman Raihan. What a clean strike. Just down on his knees, went on to a sweep position and swept it sweetly. Pressure on Navid Kabir. The off spinner. Again, a long stride. This time high up in the air. And at the square leg, it's been caught and then it's gathered and threw beautifully for a double play. And they got a double play wicket. Throw towards the non-striker's end. And both of them were out in the middle. Very unlucky. Two new batters will be there now. As per the rules of LMS, Bangladesh, a player or two players can be declared out for not having in the non-striking end and as the same position caught at anywhere. Sixth down now, 142, very unlucky. Rohit Chauhan has come out from his retirement, 29 ball 51, and Mohammad Shamimullah has joined him in the middle. Flighted over pitch, flicked it nicely towards backward square leg for a single. Last ball of the 16th over, round the wicket for Rohit Chauhan. Straight back in the action. First ball. Tried that off drive but headed on to the toe end of the bat and went on to the square leg for a single. So he will keep the strike for the next over. 16th gone. It's 1 for 4 for 6. New bowler in. Rohit Chauhan cut it nicely, bisecting two fielders. It's going on to the boundary fence. It's a boundary. Sujan Shah straight coming back to the bowling and just hammered away for a boundary. And that's none other than Rohit Chauhan. This is the last wicket before the last man stands. It's very much crucial. Second ball of the 17th, round the wicket. High, top edge, but landed safe towards long off. It's another single from Rohit Chauhan now. Mohammad Shamimullah will be facing on. Outside off, intended to cut, but loses it. Another dot. Straightener, very much low. Onto the middle stump. No room for the batter to hit it. A defensive stride. And now it's given out. went on to the front foot and intended to hit it to the square but missed it. The keeper gathered the ball and stumped it cleanly. 149 for 7. Now the last man stands as Rohit Chauhan, 57 of 32. So he will be the key man to be there. Now the last man stands. Rohit Chauhan, he can't take singles or quadruple or the triples. He can only take double and can hit boundary over boundary. Wide to start by Shafid Nosher. Round the wicket coming on for the left-hand batter Rohit Chauhan, trying to create that angle, trying to get that wicket of Rohit Chauhan. Cut it nicely towards that sweeper cover, but can't take that single because he can't take singles or triples. Can only take the double as per the rule of last man stands. Low full toss, high up in the air, and cleared the long on boundary with a boundary. Couple of bounces before the fence. What a shot, Rohit Chauhan. He has the responsibility now to just score runs and taking this match till the very end. Need to play the full 20 over, the 100 balls. A full toss, definite no ball, high up in the air, and the 6 towards that cow corner region. It's a huge 6. A high and handsome full toss, a juicy one for Rohit Chauhan. Moves on to 68 now. Coming over the wicket now. Wide signal by the umpire. Down leg. For that angle, Nosher just couldn't be able to create that outside off from middle stump line, bowling the line of the right-hander. Again, going on to that long stop region. Fumble by the keeper, wide signaled, but Rohit Chauhan couldn't run. Overs gone, 3 runs added now because he considered more than one wide in an over. 18 gone, it's 166 for 7. Nineteenth over starting on. A bit uppish. He's trying to take the single or double. Throw towards that end, but took the double run very much easily. Running between the wickets. No one's left. Just Rohit Chauhan. The fielder from that deep extra cover ran a mile to cover that ball and threw it towards the keeper's end. But the keeper wasn't there to gather the ball. Lone man, one-man army. Rohit Chauhan, you beauty. 39 balls, 76. Alom with the ball. Back of a delivery. Not that much elevation from that cut shot. The keeper will gather the ball for a dot. SM Korshul Alam. Over pitch, high up in the air, lofted off drive, cleared the long off again. Another 6. Oh my man, it's beauty. 174 for 7 at this point, brass tracks. Again, straight drive, going on to the long on region, fielded nicely. And 2 runs been taken. Very good running between the wicket. Back of a delivery. Pulled it nicely, but couldn't take a run now. Overs-ended. 19 gone, 176 for 7 now. Drinks will be there for sure. To Rohit Chauhan with some message of playing these last 5 balls. Just dancing down the track. Tried to hit the ball. Doubles taken now. Huge appeal. Oh my God, sloppy fielding there. 2 runs been taken and a boundary for the sloppy fielding. 6 runs added now. 182 for 7. Very much frustrating for the swap team. What a shot, flick of the wrist towards the backward square leg for a boundary. It's now 186 on board. Oh my goodness. 3 balls left now. It's a one-man show here at City Club ground by Rohit Chauhan. $192 for 7 now. Wide signal for sure. Yes, it's a wide. Very unfortunate and dismal bowling performance from Swap. 193 now. On drive, going on to that wideish long on region. Last ball of the innings, hopefully. What a shot! What a shot! Home run for Rohit Chauhan and brass tracks. It's 100 for Rohit Chauhan and brass tracks. What a blistering performance from him. beg your pardon, the last ball remains. Wide long off. Will be cut it off, but in between 2 runs been taken. Yes, of course. End of 20 now. What an innings by Gaurav Chaturvedi. Beg your pardon, Rohit Chauhan. 197 on board. 198 is the target for Swap. Will be coming up shortly after the chasing inning starts. Rohit Chauhan, man in form, Welcome back in. 196 runs needed now from 100 balls for swap. The first ball outside of legal one, a dot to start from Gaurav Chaturvedi. Second one flighted down to leg and pad. Only a single been taken. Leg by brilliantly bowled from Gaurav Chaturvedi. Again flighted. No direction of the shot. Hit it onto the pads and given out by the umpire. The first one down in the very first over, the third ball in fact, and it's 1 for 1 for swap. Very early breakthrough, and it seemed no direction of the shots by the batters. Fumbling in the field and now very much down with the bat. So the fourth ball coming on your way. Gaurav Chaturvedi with the ball. Right-hand batter Shafid Nosher. Way outside off. It's wide being called by the umpire. Flighted. Again and wide, and 3 runs will be offered to swap. 5 on board for the loss of 1. Last ball coming on your way. Left arm orthodox spinner, flighted low full toss, driven nicely through that sweeper cover area, and it's a boundary to finish the first over. 9 on board for the loss of 1 for swap. Shafid Nosher, 8 of 3, and Niloy Ahsan Shohag yet to score from his 2 balls. One-man show has been seen in the first innings. Rohit Chauhan, unbeaten 100. What a bowling! Dead spell, straight and uprooted the stump, the middle stump. Anything that been imaginable for any kind of fast bowlers around the world. Length delivery, missed it completely and hit the middle stump. It's a dream delivery for Mohammad Shamimullah. Second one down for swap. 9 for 2. Next ball coming on your way. What a Yorker. Dead straight. Defended somehow by the new batter in Rafael Mahmoub. Facing tough time. Swap. 2 wickets down. Only 9 on board. Outside leg. Brushed onto the trouser for a dot to the keeper. Chasing 196. 187 required now of 92 balls. Next ball, kept it low, outside off. Tried to cut late. Went onto the keeper, another dot. So dot balls won't be just helping. Swap. Last ball of the over. Just using the pace of the delivery, cut it nice towards that deep third man region for a boundary. 2 overs gone, 13 for 2, swap. Next over starting on. Drifting down the pads. Hitting in front, but I think just before that there was a touch on the bat. Not out given by the umpire. A bit height also. Caused no harm for the batter. Shafid Nausher. Flighted straight back to the bowler. Back-to-back dot balls now. Gaurav Chaturvedi continuing his second over. Left arm orthodox spinner. Quicker armour it was. Back foot cut to the backward point for 4. Well played. Nausher. They need some biggie around the ground to chase down that 196, a mammoth total. 87 balls, 179 runs required now. Round the wicket. Again a cut, but this time straight back to the deep cover point fielder for a single. Last ball of the over, 18 for 2, swap. Let's see how does it end at the very last. Outside leg, it's wide being called. Shouldn't be that much tough for brass tracks. Experienced team all over the corporate T20 leagues and tournaments. Straight back to the bowler. Definitely a bum one to end the third over. Achieved that break of losing wickets in every over. And coming back to the third one, they have scored few runs without losing any wicket. 19 for 2. First ball, a dot to start. Way outside off. Chased by the batter, but couldn't just hold that shot towards that deep point or cover point region. Another delivery. Teasing the batter to just get on to the strike, but missed it completely. Third ball. Length delivery high up in the air. A top edge. One bounce before the fielder at deep third man. For only a single though. Exquisite batting display by Brass Tracks in the first innings. A mammoth total. Fuller length. Driven nicely to the vacant area at the sweeper cover for a 4. Well played, very well played. Playing square of the ground and scoring those cover drives so nicely. Last ball of the over, length 1. Again cut it very low towards that backward point region for a single to finish the fourth one. 25 for 2 after 4. Third wicket down. Gaurav Chaturvedi continuing his third over in a row, and quicker arm on delivery totally missed by the batter. Clean bowled. Third down swap. 25 for 3. Gaurav Chaturvedi coming back for the second ball. What a delivery he is having. Late card outside off. Deep third man will cut it off for only a single though. Brilliant bowling from Brass Tracks and especially from Gaurav Chaturvedi. 2 wickets outside off, a bit low. Intended to cut but couldn't hold that cut. Running through the top order of swap, Gaurav Chaturvedi. Again a quick armour. Had a toe deflection. And a huge appeal. And a bit debate ongoing. Very lucky escape by the batter, Shafid Nausher. had a toe end and just broke the off-stump's bail, I guess, dislodged the bail, but didn't give out. Driven nicely to the sweeper cover for a single. Another overs down, 5 gone. 28 for 3. Sixth over starting on. Pulled it nice and fine through that deep square leg for a boundary. Nice to start on. Medium fast bowling from Asaduজ্জামান Raihan. Outside off again, a limb delivery, a bit rising, but couldn't just get hold of that drive. A dot again. Oh, very much low. Again the length one. Missed it completely. Three clean bowled wicket. Straight drive. Long on fielder will cut it off for a single. Pulled it nicely through that mid-wicket region. Good fielding there. Stopped the ball and threw it to the non-striking end. 6 gone, 33 for 3 swap. Quicker armour from the new bowler, Mohammad Moinuddin. Driven towards that cover point for a single. They're having those ones and twos in a very subtle way. Slow delivery. Bat pad. Very sloppy fielding over there. Comedy of errors for brass tracks, and it will be reaching the boundary line just before touching the rope. It's been cut off. So 2 runs been taken. Straightener again. Straight back to the bowler. No runs offered. Short line delivery. A bit quicker. Straight being hit at the helmet of the batter, but he seems okay. An awkward bounce at the very last moment. A bit top edge, but no harm done. Extra cover fielder will cut it off for only a single. 7 down now. 37 for 3 swap. Pulled it high and handsome. It will clear that deep mid-wicket region for a 6. Hammered at the wall of the deep mid-wicket region. It's a huge maximum to start the 8th over. 43 on board now for 3. What a delivery. Clinical one. Back of a length. Off and middle stump pitching. Straight to the keeper. Cover drive got wrong. Hitting on the pad, at the back pad. Going on to that square leg region. Leg by 1. Wide signal by the umpire. Straight up in the air. Off drive and the catch being taken nicely. It could have been a double play. But for this moment, it's the 4th wicket down for Swap. The throw was accurate. The bowler could have gathered the ball and then dislocate the stump. But it's fine. A brilliant running catch from that wideish long off to forward long off region. And it's 4th down for Swap, 45 for 4. Fourth down for Swap, brass tacks, inching towards victory. Shortland delivery negotiated nicely towards that square leg for a single. 8th gone. It's 46 for 4 Swap. Straight bat, defense, pure defense of that ball of Mohsinuddin. Straightener. Again a straightener, a bit slower, guided nicely towards the backward point region for a single. A bit uppish towards mid-wicket for another single. They are dealing with singles and doubles, tended to play the full 100 balls. But I think the way brass tracks are bowling at that point, it will be tougher for them to survive. Flighted down the leg. Just a flick of the wrist towards mid-wicket for another run. Flicked it nice towards that backward square leg region for a single. It's 9 gone. Now exactly 50 for 4. Swap. A nice atmosphere for cricket. Top edge again. Going on to the deep urban region for a boundary to start the 10th overs proceedings. 50 for 4 now. 54 for 4 now. Beautiful looking cover drive down to that extra cover region for another single. Sensible batting from Nausher is the lone warrior now. Down the leg, down to that square leg region for another single. Straight drive, long on will be coming up in between two fielders. Landed safe. 3 back timely for only a single though. They are nowhere of chasing that 196 total. 139 requires now of 51 deliveries. Outside off, beautiful shape of the ball, fuller length. Tended to drive but missed it completely to the keeper for a dot to finish the 10th, 57 for 4. Swap. 11th over starting on. Flight delivery, that's been given out. Stumped by the keeper. The energy drink really caused few more energy to the keeper. Nice reflex, a quick one from the keeper, and fifth down for Swap. 57 for 5. Very much near to the victory. Brass tracks. Again an appeal, but this time the batter's back foot was inside the crease, so not out given. Flighting the ball pretty much well. Sami Dhaka lage. It's making life tougher for the batters. Again flight and slow. Again flighted, driven back towards that sweeper cover fielder for a single. Flighting again, the same result, a single towards that sweeper cover, and 11th gone, 59 for 5 Swap. Flighted delivery down the leg, missed it completely wide and a boundary. So 5 runs will be added in the first ball of the 12th over. Gaurav Chaturvedi in his last over. Not a good start for him. Next one coming on for Gaurav Chaturvedi. Straight delivery, a front foot defense. Had an edge towards that backward square leg for another single. Next delivery in. A length one straight back to the batter. An armor delivery and defensively negotiated. A dot. Cut it nice towards the backward point region for a single. Down to leg now. Huge appeal though from that Goodland delivery, but no runs offered. They just can't get away with these balls. Till 130 requires of 41 balls. Last ball, flighted, swept it nice towards deep square leg region. Good fielding over there. Restricted the batters for only a single though. 12 gone, 67 for 5. Swap. Thirteenth over starting on. With flighted front foot defense. Strong defense from there. Dot. A change in helmet. Cap been worn by the batter. Down to leg and flicked nicely towards that backward square leg region for a single. High up in the air at top edge. No direction over there. Going on to the long stop region. Flying back to the keeper's head. Only a single been taken. Fighter delivery again. A defensive play from the batter. Now with Kabir. They're trying to play the full 100 balls, I guess, rather than chasing it down. It's been an absolute cringe cricket from them. Single to finish. It's 70 for 5 after 13. Starting the 14th over. Very low. Guided nicely towards that super cover region for a single. 71 on board now for the loss of 5. Just 3 good balls away. Brass tacks from a win. Again kept it low. Nicely fielded. The bowler fielded it from his end. Nice throw, but the batters took that run very cunningly. The area needs to improve by swap. Is there bowling performance? Definitely. Down to leg again. No wide signaled. I think brushed up the jerseys. 2 balls remaining of the 14th over. Flicked it again towards that backward square leg for a single. Last ball of the 14th over. It's getting darker here. Lofted cover drive, high up in the air. Catch, no, a valiant effort. Went in vain. Just slipped at the very last moment. And through to the boundary fence for a boundary. Brilliant running effort from the fielder there. Boundary to finish the 14th. 77 for 5. Flatter delivery, defensively played. Samita Galage with the ball. 2.1 overs, 5 runs and a wicket. Brilliant spell of bowling from Samita Galage. Pulled it nicely towards deep mid wicket for another single. Not that much pressure to the bowlers of brass tracks. They have piled up a huge total. 100 plus runs needed. Outside off again. Very slow. Length delivery. Couldn't just connect with the bat properly. Again a flight. Played it in front of that off-stump line. Cut it towards that point for a single more. Again a flight. Driven nicely towards that mid-wicket. Another single to finish the over. 15th gone. It's 80 for 5. Well played. Out of the park. Lofted on drive towards that deep square leg region for a 6. What a shot it is. Nicely played, flick of the wrist. The ball is getting onto that boundary line and it clears the fence. So back-to-back boundaries and over boundaries for Swap. Navid Kabir is playing on his full. Length delivery, kept it low. Only a single been taken from that square leg region. 105 runs needed now of 22 deliveries. Cut it nice. Going on to the deep third man region. Cut it off for only a single though. Last ball of the 16th. Length delivery high up in the air. The fielders coming underneath it and it's taken. What a running catch. Brilliantly taken. And the sixth one down of 92. You got to believe your hands and your legs also with the proper hands-eye coordination. With that, another wickets down, 92 for 6 after 16. Swap. Seventeenth over, cut it nicely towards that deep point region for a single. It's been taken. 93 for 6 now. Swap is just having a nice run with the bat. They're trying to fill the 100 balls quota. Now it's outside of a bit low. Wide signal by the umpire. Very slower, driven nicely towards that point region for a single, easy picking for batter Sujan Shaha, the new man in. Mohammad Sharfuddin Bhuiya will be on strike. Length delivery, quicker one. What a beautiful delivery by Asaduজ্জামান Raihan. 1 wicket for him already. Again a quicker delivery. A bit uppish to the flick of the wrist to the square leg for another single. Back of a length delivery, a loosener, hooked it nice towards that fine leg region for a boundary. A welcoming one definitely for Swap. 100 brings up this boundary after 17th over for the loss of 6 wickets. 96 requires of 15. Eighteenth over starting on. Fuller down to leg. Brushed onto the pads. No wide's been given by the umpire. 100 for 6. Swap. Last 14 balls left. Wild shot, wild swing of the bat. Going on to that square leg region for a single. A very tired and lazy one from the striker. One on one for 6. Again a flick of the wrist. Balls, 94 runs needed. Now for Swap. Back of a delivery, lower one, guided again for a single towards that point region. Single's been an easy story for Swap rather than hitting big boundaries. Quicker one, down the leg. No runs been taken. Appealed by the bowler. Turn it down. (18 gone). 103 for 6. Ten balls remaining. 93 required now by Swap against Brastrax. You're watching Rangpur Riders. Last man stands Bangladesh Dhaka League 4. Powered by TSports. Pranto here with you. Also for the last 10 balls of this match. Shoelace has been fixed. And the sportsmanship is truly deflected. The friendship just across the boundary line. And over that boundary line, all are friends. 19th over starting on. Very low. Outside off, a dot to start. Again it kept low. Down to keeper. 2 dots. Driven nicely towards that backward point region for a boundary. Well played. They have shots in their bat, in their hands, but still it's a lot to chase down. Couldn't bloom properly. Slower, high, lofted in the air, straight part of the bat and straight area was being chosen by the batter for having a boundary. Outside off, couldn't time it properly. A dot. Nineteenth gone is 1-1-1 for 6. Last 5 balls remaining of the match. 85 requires by Team Swap. First ball of the 20th. Lofted sweep. Swept it nice towards that mid-wicket region for a single though. Sami Thakalage with his last over. Sujan will be on strike. Second ball of the over. Outside off. Cut it nice towards that point region for a single. Another one been taken. 3 balls remaining now of this match. Straight back to the bowler. Down to long off. Long on for a single. Flighted one, high up in the air, lofted, pick up. Fielders coming around. Just a bounce before the fielder. For a single only though. Flighted one, clean bowled. And that's end for the swap. Won by 80 runs by Brass Tracks. And we are having the end of the proceedings of the day. It was a super Saturday. 3 matches, 2-0 batting and 1 one-sided definitely. And hats off to Rohit Chauhan, the man in form, scored 100 and having a blistering innings, just knocked out Team Swap from this match. We're taking the day off from here. We'll see you and hear you on the next week. Thank you all.